Hi, I'm ZeeDubyah, welcome to the channel, and in this video, we will be drawing my childhood monster. So a little bit of backstory. I lived in the room that was at the furthest end of the house, and as a result had my own bathroom. Now this would have been cool for a lot of kids, but unfortunately mine was inhabited by some sort of demon soothsayer. So enjoy me drawing my childhood monster. It's okay. Sometimes it's hard to communicate via text because there's like no nuance to it. You know, like with speech, you can usually tell stuff like that, but with text, there's so much stripped away from it. That's why I always end up putting the laughing emoji in every message I send, pretty much. I am not well versed in anime because I grew up in a very religious household and we were not allowed to watch it. So I started watching anime in college. I started off with Sword Art Online, which is usually very divisive for people. And then let's see. I've watched Attack on Titan. I haven't watched the newest season. I've watched Cowboy Bebop, which is my favorite. I watched the Berserk anime and read a lot of the manga. I've watched some of Pokemon, but I just don't have that connection to it because I never watched it as a child. They're definitely watching us. Moose is literally sitting at my door scratching to be let in, just so that he can walk around and then leave. I love him, but he annoys me sometimes. Photoshop is very powerful. It's crazy what you can do with it. And it's always crazy to me that, like, with these professional media programs, that there are so many different, like, professions that use these same programs, and they do, like, so many different things with them. Because, like, I mean, you use Photoshop if you're, like, you know, working with a model and you're, you know, trying to fix her up and airbrush her skin, or you can use Photoshop to do art, or you can use Photoshop to, you know, like paint and draw. And so it's always really cool to me, like, the versatility of these products. Speaking of Kanye as well, I was watching today Hassan reacting to Kanye on Joe Rogan. And I love Kanye. I love Kanye's music, but I think I'm kind of to the point to where I don't really like Kanye. I feel like he's also a case study of, like, what happens when you have somebody with mania and they're surrounded by yes men. So normally when you have those thoughts of, like, I'm the smartest person in the world and I am God, you know, like when you have a manic episode, you need somebody to, like, talk you back down to reality, whereas Kanye is surrounded by yes men, and so it's kind of like he's like, I'm God and stuff, and they're like, yeah, bro, you are. And, like, I think that's kind of really, really bad for you. Also, mentally ill people definitely need therapy. Like, I don't understand why our society has such a, like, bad stigma around therapy when, like, I mean, the people who don't go to therapy are way worse than, like, I don't know. I guess it's why do we have a stigma around anything? I always encourage people, though, my friends and stuff, like, if they ask me for advice and stuff, or, like, they tell me they're going through a tough time, I try to give my 2 cents. You know, like, hey, I'm sorry that this is happening, or, like, I'm really sorry that you feel that way, stuff like that. Know that I'm here for you. But then I also always try to slip in and be like, are you talking to a professional? Have you considered talking to someone like I always say, medical health or a mental health professional? Just because, I mean, it's good for you. Because even if you don't have anything that you're going through, you know, like, sometimes it just helps you to, like, just release stuff, you know, like, you're kind of like a water valve, and if you have that turned off all the time, it's not really good for you. And I mean, it might not even be like you need to go and, like, work out issues from your childhood or something. It might just be like you need to go in there and be like, I was fucking pissed this week. And I mean, you can do that. I just always have such a problem feeling like I'm a burden on my family and friends when I like talk to them about my emotions. And so I love therapy because I don't feel bad because I paid. I'm like, I paid for this. And so I'm about to dump all this shit. I dump everything on him. He barely even gets a word in edgewise because I don't need anybody to like. I mean, sometimes I need some advice. Like I need him to listen to me and like give his input. But a lot of times I just need to go in there and just dump. Bro, nothing like a good dump, huh? But I mean, regardless of what you're going through, even if even if life is good, I think it's beneficial to talk to somebody every once in a while. I mean, I don't go like every week, but I'll probably go twice a month. Bro, why do you feel that way? I think that you've been making some really good stuff. I think that everything that you make doesn't suck. I think that you're just being hypercritical of yourself, you know? It's very easy to get that idealized image in your head of what something is supposed to look like or what you want it to look like. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times in reality, it doesn't line up like that, but I mean, that's the nature of reality, my man. Stuff never happens like we plan it out in our head, even our art. But if you just stick with it, dog, and you keep doing it, I guarantee if you just stick with it and don't get discouraged, one day that stuff will look like it. One day you will be able to recreate the stuff exactly like you see it in your head. And one of my favorite quotes that I always quote to other people, and sometimes I need to hear it myself, is a year from now, you'll look back and be glad that you started today. And so even if you're not proud of your stuff right now, you know, even if you're kind of down about yourself with the stuff that you're making right now, you're going to look back a year from now at those pieces and you're going to say, you know, I'm not super proud of this, but like this was the foundation for everything that I can do today. I mean, I know that deferred payoff isn't very fun to wait for, but it's just life, I guess. I think you're doing really well, though. I think that you're being a little too hard on yourself, man. In my experience, when somebody calls you out of the blue, it's always like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this. What about you? And they're like, oh, that's cool. I need you to do this right now. And I'm like, oh. Dude, she really did, honestly. We didn't even have to get anybody to pull their butt out. But, I mean, in all honesty, I was like 100% willing to get my butt out and put it on camera to break the internet. He is still trying to get in. I'm going to let him in. Jesus Christ, dude. Come on. We got a raid from Leighton one time. I'm hoping we can get another one of them raids. Our numbers are low tonight. We got to beef them up. I'm just going to pay for a whole bunch of fake Twitch followers. Just kidding. By the way, I literally watched Tachi give his dog like a pizza roll. He was like, you want a pizza roll? And then he just gave it to the dog, and then the dog ran off with it. In my dreams was like a soothsayer, like fortune teller, but she sat on the toilet. So like, I don't really know where that came from. Like, there's got to be like some weird hormonal energy or something going on in there, but bro, you were covered by the blood of Christ, so you were okay. Me, on the other hand, I was a dirty little heathen boy. I mean, I guess I was covered by the blood of Christ too, but I was still a dirty little heathen boy. I was so rude as a child. We're going to make a skin layer, and just since Leighton's here, I'm just going to go ahead and say that we always name our layers. Always. Now that we got that out of the way, I am good boy. If you stuck around for this long, I just want to say I appreciate you for watching and want to give a special shout out to everybody who took place in the live chat. Check me out on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central Time every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll be doing some fun stuff and having some good chats. Hope to see you there.